welcome back again, viewers, to the show Love Parenting and Mental Health Therapy with Tosin, Togun, your counseling psychologist. Yes, today we are actually looking at cracking the nut of masturbation. Masturbation is a genital addiction that many believe is difficult to crack, because of its exciting nature, because of the fact that is related to human sexuality, and also because of the fact that it's an addiction that takes you away from so many things around you. So it's like gives you the privilege of having yourself to yourself. And due to that, many believe it's difficult to break. Therefore, what we'll be seeing or doing together on the show today is how to break masturbation addiction. And I'm going to be giving us practical way to go about this. I'll be right back. Oh, welcome back. It's still a privilege having you back on the show. Yes, like I said the whole time, I'm Tosin Togun, your counseling psychologist, social worker, and also God servant. Like I said before we go on break, I said masturbation is the nut we are cracking today. And to start with, what is masturbation? When does it become an addiction? And when exactly does it start? Masturbation is the act of stimulating your sexual parts, stimulating yourself, touching your genitals in order for you to have sexual arousal, also to have sexual release, and also to have orgasm, all at a point. You get it? All right. So now, when does masturbation start? For many, it starts, at teenage age, out of curiosity about development in the body, at puberty, and for some it comes as curiosity as a result of emotional development going on also at puberty. When does masturbation becomes an addiction? It's important we know this because it is not unnatural, for anybody at one point or the other, slip into masturbation unknowingly or knowingly, most especially for teenagers. But when does it become an addiction, and when does it become worrisome? Number one, it becomes worrisome when it is something that you have to look forward to. It becomes worrisome when it is happening like once or twice in a week. Yes, then it's also become very worrisome, when you begin to see it as an alternative to sexual relationship, or when it begins to come as an alternative to socializing. At that particular point, mental health is beginning to be affected, and you have to think about how to break the cycle and also break free from this addiction because of its detriments, on human relationship, on your marital relationship, parent-child relationship, mental health, and every other things that is around you that evolve around yourself. All right, so how exactly do we break masturbation addiction? I'm going to be giving you practical ways of doing that. Let's take a short break. I'll be right back.
Are you searching for professional counseling services appealing and available to individuals, schools, families, communities, corporate and religious organizations at an affordable rate? Look no further. Sure Up Counseling Clinic is a registered counseling firm and a recognized member of the Counseling Association of Nigeria. Sure Up Counseling Clinic offers services in the following categories: toddler and preschool development counseling, preteens and teens counseling, premarital counseling, marital counseling, parenting, rehabilitation and remedial counseling, corporate counseling. Other services include book sales, library services and training. We also offer home services for children and the aged. Likewise, we treat addiction and offer therapy for mental well-being. Sure Up Counseling Clinic is located at 99 Idito Bus Stop, adjacent Oluyolu Shasha O, Polieleyele Road, Ibadan. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Sure Up Counseling Clinic. For inquiry, visit our website www.shcounselingclinic.org.ng or call 0803 537 6009 or 0806 847 5755. Sure Up Counseling Clinic, living people better than we met them.
Okay, let me roll it out to you right now. Number one is self-awareness. You have to be aware that you are addicted to masturbation addiction. Living in self-denial might not help you to take responsibility as breaking this. So I put it forward to you. Are you addicted to masturbation? If yes, then we'll move on to the next point, which is know your trigger. What are your triggers? What are the things that triggers you, going back to masturbate, each time you do them? You have to know all of this. You have to know, is it porn sites? Is it videos? Is it music? Is it magazine? Is it novel? Is it intrusive thoughts? Is it what exactly are they? You have to know all of this. You also have to know, okay, is it bother or is it like loneliness? You have to know what exactly are the things or factors that trigger, this out in you, or that triggers your urge. Okay, all right. So number 3, what do you do is to actually come to the point where you accept your sexuality. You have to understand your sexuality, and you have to come to the point of acceptance. Okay, how do I mean? You have to know that you are a sexual being. So why that is important is that with or without your trigger, you will still have erection as a man. With or without your trigger as a woman, you still have sexual feelings because you are a sexual being. God created you that way. When God created man, he created man with sexual drive, just as you have test drive, just as you have hunger drive, so that you can live a balanced life and actually fulfill purpose on earth. In fact, God put sexual drive in place for the purpose that man is supposed to fulfill. And one of such purposes is that he should procreate and he should subdue the heart. So without sexual drive being in place, that might not be possible. And because God does not want man to masturbate, what did he do? He bring the woman out of man. And because of that, sexual intimacy becomes what? Something that God himself is looking forward to, because it is something that brings fulfillment of whatever the Lord has in mind by the word procreate and subdue the heart. Sexual intimacy in holy matrimony fulfills that. So when you understand this, that your sexuality is a gift from God, is there because of the purpose you need to fulfill as man, and when you come to the understand that your sexuality is even your definition, you can't, without your sexuality in place, you are not defined as an individual. So our sexuality even defines us. So that tells us how important our sexuality is. Like for instance, for men, when you wake up early in the morning, in fact, before anybody notices that you are up, your manhood is one of those factors that tells you, oh guy, welcome on board. Thank God you're alive today. You understand what I mean? Yes, that greets you good morning. Even before anyone greets you good morning. That's the first thing that says, hello guy, you are up. So God puts all of those things in place, to remind you on a daily basis, one, your purpose, why you are here. One of the things he wants you to achieve for him. Okay, and when you know this, when you understand this, that your sexuality is part of you, you can't do anything about it. Sexual feelings, sexual urge is one of the things that you will encounter, at all time. Okay, and so you now come to the point where you accept it. So when you have sexual feelings, the option is not to go and masturbate. The option is not, having sexual urge does not mean you have to fulfill it. Just like when you are hungry, when you have taste drive, or when you have hunger drive in place, you don't, because you are hungry or you are thirsty, go ahead and drink and feed on feces or drink urine. If you will not do that with hunger drive and taste drive, then why will you, because of the fact that you are having sexual urge, go out of norm, or out of God's plan to actually fulfill that urge for yourself? So you have to come to the point of accepting the fact that, okay, this sexual urge is what is part of me. This sexuality is part of me. So how do I manage it? That helps you to actually begin to fight from the point of victory. Yes, having come to the point of self-awareness, have you come to the point of accepting your sexuality and also know your triggers, then the next to it is that you should like come to the point where you think of healthy distraction for yourself. Now, what are your healthy distraction? Your distraction will come as a relation to, your triggers, okay? If your trigger is boredom, that means you need to find activities that occupies you. Then you also need to know, when exactly do you masturbate? Do you masturbate like a weekend? You need to know this. Do you masturbate like early in the morning? Do you masturbate like before you go to bed? You need to know when and when it occurs. When you know all of this, then it helps you to put elder distraction in place, to actually attack that particular trigger. For instance, if it is poor, then you know that you have to what? You have to delete the sites. Then you have to like get yourself out of the sites. But for some, it's more than poor. So you need to know what exactly the triggers are. Then you set your distractions around that. Music, taking a walk, giving to God, like giving back to God, giving back to the society, like being very busy in your church or in your religious organization, or taking to exercise. All of these together are what healthy distractions that could actually help you. Another thing that could actually help you is also finding yourself, like knowing who you are. What is your purpose? What is your life mission? When you put all of this together, then you like know exactly, how to come out of yourself and be a blessing to persons around you. And this also give you fulfillment, because one of the things that makes you go back into masturbation is could sometimes be related to depression or lack of self, satisfaction. Probably you are not satisfied at the level you are presently, and one of the way you console yourself is falling back to masturbation. So you have to begin to find something worthwhile to do with your life, and this actually help you also, to be busy, both for God, for yourself, for the society, and you become a blessing altogether. All right, so that's on finding healthy distraction. And last on the point is you have to have an accountable partner. Yes, that might be a bit difficult because is a thing that you would not want to share with anybody. But the truth of the matter is that masturbation is an addiction that thrives in secrecy. It thrives in secrecy because, of course, you can't of course, we have persons that masturbate publicly, okay? We have persons like that. But, it's not something that you really, really, really want to do, in the real sense of it publicly. It has gotten worse. That's why such persons get to that point. And you don't want to get to that point. So it's very, very important that you stand on your feet now and do something to ensure that you break free from this addiction, as it is not healthy for any good relationship around you and your mental health. So you have to come to the point where you could actually share with somebody that you trust, or better still, you could find a counseling psychologist like myself to walk you down the way, coming together hands in hands and see how to put all of those things I've talked about in place into ensuring that you achieve the goal of breaking masturbation addiction. I want to believe that this section has really be helpful. If it does, please, if you're coming across, please share the video. Okay, don't let me forget that. And if you're coming across Tosin Togun for the first time, or you're coming across any of my videos for the first time, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. And if you have any question, please send them to the numbers you are seeing on your screen. Be sure that I'll be there to answer. It's my WhatsApp number, so I'm going to attend to all of those things. Thank you very much for always coming up on the show weekly. It's a weekly show, so I'll see you next week. Bye.